You're listening to the Comic Crusaders podcast. I am your host, Al Mega, CEO of Comic Crusaders and Undercover Capes. In this show, I'm sitting down with creators from all walks of life to talk about inspiration, process, the lessons they've learned, and a whole lot more. Wepa! What's up, me beautiful gente? I'm on a little screen over here. How dare I do that and already start off like this? All right, there we go. Here we are. What's up, me gente? What's popping, baby? It's Al Mega here live on the Comic Crusaders podcast, and today we are going to be turning up the heat, baby, with a multi-talented creative powerhouse. That's right, baby. This dude over here, he's a writer, he's a producer, he's a director, he's a cameraman, he's an actor, an effects artist, and the co-founder of Bad Mosquito Films. My man wears so many hats. I mean, we're going to be diving deep into his journey through the wild world of indie cinema. And of course, we're going to get the lowdown on his newest film that's live on Kickstarter right now, baby. We have 3 days left. We got to make this happen, all right? It's called The Conversation, and it is based on the killer indie comic book from ASAP Imagination. That's right, Hades is in the building, baby. This baby, again, as I said, is now live on Kickstarter. A few days to go, so grab your popcorn, fam, because this is going to be an epic conversation with the one and only creative monster, Mr. Mainard. How you doing?
How you doing, Al? Great intro. I love it.
Because you're a boss, bro. Why not? The man that wears so many hats. I was expecting to see a hat rack behind you, but
yeah, you'd
alas.
think so, wouldn't you? You would think so. My head's too big. I got too big a head for all these hats. That's what it is.
Oh man, of course you wear too many hats. That's why, bro. I guess they vary in size depending on what you're doing. But again, thank you so much for coming on, Ben. There's the Comic Crusaders podcast where we celebrate independent creators like yourself, man. And of course, but you are working with one of the hardest working men in independent comics, which is my man, Paul Hayden, aka Hades, ASAP Imagination, man. When we hooked up, when he connected with me, ASAP wasn't even an idea yet. But then a couple months later, he goes, "Yo, I have an idea for something." And we discussed this. And for me to see the steps that he has taken from then to now, where I'm talking to Ben Mainard about a film, about a book within the ASAP, I mean, I couldn't be proud of my homie. So salute to you. So, I mean, we need to get the whole real deal, the dilly, on what is popping here, Ben. So first up and foremost, when it comes to origins, we love them. We love them so much. So OG, from where you from? And of course, the first thing in fandom overall that you ever fell in love with.
Right. So I'm over here in the UK. Based in a place called Oxford or Oxfordshire. I don't know if you've sort of heard of it. Most people sort of
I've heard of Oxford Health
area. There you go. So it's so a lot of people, it's easier to say Oxford. It's kind of in that general region. And the first fandom I fell in love with was probably, I think, Star Wars. I think Star Wars was the first thing that really, especially like thinking back, that was the first thing that really caught my eye, and I was just like, wow, what is this? And just completely blew my mind. The effects and the story and everything just, totally took me to that galaxy far, far away.
So when you saw it, were you but a wee laddie when it was just coming out? Was it a video store thing? Was it DVD? How did you discover it?
It would have been, I think, video originally, VHS cassettes, and then probably on TV as well, showing on TV.
Oh my God, on TV? I hated that. We never saw the full film. You know how many movies I never realized I never really saw complete until I was in my own place with my own VCR? I'm like, so that's what should have happened. What the hell? What am I watching? This is not the same. Man,
sometimes you got extended versions as well, didn't you? I don't know about in the States. I think there was extended special TV cuts sometimes where the film was actually longer than anything that was out on cassette or DVD at all. So there was some sort of special features. Now with the gifted YouTube, we get to see all these things where it's like people recorded it from the TV and it gets extended. So it's kind of crazy that sometimes you miss these moments that then special TV versions. So it's crazy.
I dig it. All right, so you became a fan of Star Wars. So were you in a household of fellow geeks as well? Did they put you onto this, or was it self-discovery?
Yeah, no, this was all self-discovery. It was just kind of Yeah, no, my parents, my mum's kind of, into kind of films and stuff like that, but my dad was, never really interested in films and things at all.
Your
Just
father
wasn't
don't give a
interested.
shit about that stuff.
Yeah, he don't care. He's like, no, forget it. Yeah, it's a lot of rubbish. But yeah, it was definitely, I think it was, VHS. I think it was.
I love it when you
quiet.
guys say rubbish, though. I will say that. I love when you guys say rubbish. I feel that that is such a it feels like such a hard insult. It's rubbish. Like what?
Rubbish.
What? Like, bro, it sounds so hard as an insult. God damn. I mean, you English perfect that shit. I'll tell you that much.
Thank you very much. There's a few words, some of which I can't probably say on YouTube, but yeah, there's a few. I think
you
that
within Crusaders, but
well, this is it. With I think with an English accent, it like you said, it punches a little harder when you say certain words.
Oh, it does. I grew up watching American Idol, when I got early married, and I met Simon and Kyle. And I'm like, Jesus Christ. But I got him. He was right a lot of the time. But it's like, you could be a little nicer, bro. Just chill, bro.
Yeah, there is no chill with him, is there, at all? But yeah, no, I think it was more, keeping me busy, keeping me occupied as a kid. Again, over here, we didn't have, our TV was kind of really limited. So in the UK, we had like 4 channels.
Four channels?
It was
oh my god!
4 channels. That was it. Yeah, that was all we had on the TV, and it was kids time was just after school, or so like so that sort of 3 to 6 o'clock in the evening, and then we had Saturday morning, and that was it. Yeah, Saturday morning, that was it. Other than that,
all right. So
no
what was
children programming.
I'm curious now. What was a Saturday morning like in the UK? From what time to what time? Because mine would extend till about 1 p.m., 2 p.m., and then it's a wrap because sports would come on.
Yeah, no, for us, it was probably around, some things would be slightly earlier. That was more the educational stuff, about sort of 6. But I think from 7, it was generally, yeah, no one watched that sort of stuff. As my dad say, rubbish. It's rubbish. Yeah. But yeah, from 7, definitely 7 o'clock in the morning to probably around 12, maybe 12:01. It was kind of, children's TV, and it was cartoons, all the great Saturday morning cartoons. And there would be like TV shows. It was like Going Live and these other ones that was, they'd have presenters, they'd have guests on, music guests, that kind of thing. And they would play games, and the kids would come on, they'd get gunged and, all that kind of good stuff. And then we'd have cartoons. So
wait, you had Double Dare out there? You had Double Dare over there?
No, we had similar things. So we had like things like this thing called Fun House, and kids would go through mazes and kind of drive go-karts and, all that kind of good, good stuff. And like they'd compete to win prizes and things like that, So we had that kind of thing, but yeah, we didn't have that specifically.
Oh yeah, that was fun times. All right, so here you are. You're a geek. You're a fan. You explained that right here fully, and I love that. So talk to me about when the creative spark hit. When did you kind of like said, all right, I kind of like want to make things and start working on things? What was the first thing you ever did, and why? How did it happen?
So I mean, I used to kind of draw. I was kind of into comic books, into films, as I said. So I would mimic sort of some of the cover art and draw my own pictures or draw the characters in different poses. So very much an artist, and kind of used to enjoy doing that kind of thing. And that's where my creative bug sort of started. And then again, our TV and things over here, the school system doesn't really push, which is weird. You think with Pinewood Studios and things that the schools would really push us to get into the film industry, that kind of thing, but they don't. Into the arts, it wasn't a big push. No arts at all.
It's similar in the States, my friend. It's similar in the States. Okay. The at least me growing up, and even with my daughters, God bless, she's 24. They really did. They said it was about the arts, but when you look into the education, they didn't push the arts. They wanted to make you a slave to the system. And that's what it is. Yeah. And that's a sad thing, because, again, I think that we need to be taught to be bosses and leaders. I know that we need, excuse the term, Indians in the kitchen, and not a lot of chiefs. But in this world of entrepreneurship and the way that AI and internet came in, listen, there's a lot of room for a lot of chiefs to work with other chiefs, and build up every Indian to be a chief. Let's go.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah, no, you're right.
Let's go.
Definitely. And it wasn't pushed. Like you said, we were just kind of, pushed to be kind of, worker drones and just carry on and kind of, nose to the grindstone. So it's never really something that I thought I could ever do. I just kind of did the usual thing, did college, and then went out and kind of got a job and partied at the weekends. And
the boring stuff of life. You say, Scott,
yeah, that's it. Exactly. you know, down the pub with your friends and kind of just enjoying yourself, and you know, that was what I
and that's
did.
the best time.
Of course it is. Yeah, exactly. And it's a rite of passage, I think, as well. You know, it's one of those things you do, isn't it? And that's where you learn your social skills, isn't it, as well? You know, from transition from school to kind of like, you know, the social area of, you know, peers.
And I got to ask here, because anytime I've spoken to a UK creator, it's always about the pub. I mean, do you guys have a magical pub where like awesome creators come from? Like, what the fuck is going on here? Every time here, well, at the local pub, but I mean names, you know, they drop in the Moores, they drop in the Bisleys, they drop in the Mainards, baby. Come on now, like, what the hell is going on here? Do you have a magic
it's weird,
pub?
yeah. Well, do you know, I've met, like, back before I was kind of doing TV and films and things. Yeah, I used to work. I worked in a pub previously, just for some, you know, experience.
Okay.
And you know, I crossed paths with a number of kind of famous sort of English actors. Some, you know, you'd know, probably some you wouldn't. But like, you know, obviously Michael Caine, you'd know. You know, he would frequent the pub. You know, come to the pub and they just quietly sit and have a pint. You know, there's another English actor you might know him from some things, Edward Woodward.
Yes.
He was in a lot of TV over here, and he obviously done films and stuff as well. So again, you know, they would, because they lived in villages close by, you know, because again, in the Cotswolds, you know, we get a lot of Americans love to come over here and they live in the Cotswolds. It's great, sort of picturesque, you know, creatures and just on the backyard, all that kind of good stuff. So so they all, and again, they frequent the pub. You know, there's not a lot, if you go to a small village, there's not a lot of kind of stuff to do. So the most local thing to do, head to the pub. And so, yeah, you meet all kind of walks of life and you all cross paths in this one kind of place. Because if you all live in the vicinity, you all head for the one place, you know. So it's a nice convergence of talent, I think, is what
it is. I mean, ultra talent. I think you guys could take over the whole world with the stuff, the amazing creators out there. Shit. I mean, these pubs, I cannot wait till one day visit out there and like go into one of these magical pubs and see what the hell happens, bro.
Yeah, come over. We'll take you. There's still some around. But yeah, they're becoming the stuff of legend now. They're not kind of, you know, as frequent as you see. They're more like bars and, you know, the more trendy kind of places. But there's still some tucked away, you know, deep. You just need to know where to look. You know.
Remember, and I'm in the world of indies, so I want to celebrate the up and comers, because again, who knew that a Maura Bisley or even a Michael Caine that would visit a pub would be who they became one day? You feel me? So like, exactly. I'm here about the future stars, baby. Let's go. Now, all right. So I want to ask you, before we get into this dope movie you're making from ASAP Imagination, but I want to know a little bit about those comic book origins of yours. But again, you said you meant, you know, that you like that. Again, you started with Star Wars' film. You know what I mean? Yes, I know there was Marvel Comics back in the day, that big old treasury edition, that was beautiful book. But when it came to comics, what was your exposure to it in the UK?
So we had obviously Marvel, DC. So, you know, I had a lot of kind of, you know, X-Men, Spider-Man, you know, Superman, Batman, all those kind of great sort of classics. You know, we had Motu, so Masters of the Universe. You know, that was a big thing here as well. So, you know, we kind of get some cool comics, and we'd have these kind of super like it was like kids fun size versions. So, you know, your standard comic size, it would be like bigger, almost like a bumper pack type thing. And they've become quite collectible. Yeah, they've become quite collectible over the years. So I've got a couple of them sort of still knocking around that I've collected since I was a kid. Again, Star Wars, you know, Star Wars comics. Indiana Jones, again, movie adaptations a lot I would kind of have. But yeah,
I have 2 UK comics only in my collection. One is like an X-Men, I believe, 101 with the Pence. And then I had to get it because you guys created him, man. The first appearance of Death's Head with the Transformers UK magazine with Rodimus Prime on the cover. I'm like, bro, I mean, if you English guys made any awesome comic book character, for me, it was Death's Head.
Yeah.
Tech, an asshole. Although over the years they changed his size. He was supposed to be fighting Transformers, and now you made him human size. Like, what size is he supposed to be, bro?
Yeah. I think it goes back to the G1 stuff, doesn't it? Like the early stuff. And,
yeah, give me G1 Death's Head, and please keep him in the Transformers. I think he would be able to murder all of them. He's kind of the Lobo of the Transformers universe. I like it.
Exactly. That's a sick paint job.
All right, so here right. So here you are learning about comics, finding comics, and I need to know the origin of the bromance between you and my big homie Paul Hayden. Because again, ASAP Imagination, you know, the early origins could be traced back to me and him having chats about when he was just thinking about it. And now again, there's a film here, the conversation with two of his fucking characters. Like, bro, yeah, I couldn't be prouder. So how did you guys meet and be able to connect to build this wonderful Kickstarter project that, again, that is live now, folks, at the link below. So as he mentioned it, go visit. So what are we talking about here?
Yeah, so really, again, it all starts around film. Again, it's funny how it keeps coming back to that. So, we had an event here in London, and it was the Never Ending Fantasy Con, which is run by ThamesCon, and it's basically all kind of fantasy movies. So you had Labyrinth, Dark Crystal, Never Ending Story, it's great. Flight the Navigator, and we had
God, bro.
Yeah, stars from all those films were actually there, in person. And I was there covering the event and doing some filming for the company.
Was the horse there?
Well, funny enough, you mentioned it. We did. There was a photo op with Artax, and I actually designed it because I do design as well. So there was a big photo op of the horse head in the swamp, and you could stand next to him, like you're pulling him out.
Oh, bro! Why are you trying to break my heart like this, Ben? What are you doing?
I was giving everybody the chance to save him. That's what I was doing. I was giving them a chance. Maybe they put the effort in, they could save him. Bro, bit of therapy.
Bro, Ben, tell me that was not one of the most biggest heartbreaking moments of our childhood within that film.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, definitely. It was. And spoiler alert, it is a 40-year-old movie, but he makes good at the end. It's all good. So
yes, he does.
It's only temporary heartbreak.
Yo, but how is that a movie that could definitely stand the test of time? That legend and everything else. You're always like, whoa, these movies made in the 80s still look better than half the shit that they make now.
I know. It makes no sense, does it? It's crazy. I mean, Tammy Stronach, who plays the childlike empress from Never Ending Story, she was there promoting her new film, which was Man and Witch. Wow. And I kind of worked a little bit on there doing some graphics and stuff for Man and Witch as well. Hey. So, I'd spoken to her like we are now over the internet, but I'd never actually met her in person. So because she was there because of the Never Ending Story and promoting Man and Witch, I was like, I'm filming there. We'll have to meet up. And so it was great for us to kind of actually meet in person and talk. So that was another reason why I was there. And Hades had just turned up to kind of, show his love for film and kind of, look at the event and just check it out. And one of the actors who we've got actually in the conversation, he was doing presenting there as well, and he was dressed in his full Bard outfit with the cap and the feather, and real Shakespearean. And he decided to go outside. Yeah, basically, yeah. And so he went outside just kind of get some fresh air, and Hades was outside and saw him in his outfit and was just like, wow, that's somebody I just really need to talk to. So they met up, had a conversation. He told him about his comic book world. Kieran then obviously plugged the fact that he was an actor and like, give me some work, please. So they kind of struck up a good sort of chord together. And then he let him know, I'd like to break into film and do all this kind of stuff. And he was like, oh, well, there's a guy inside who's filming. I've done some short films with him. I've kind of worked with him doing some presenting. Maybe you guys should meet. So, he gave us our details. And uncharacteristically for Hades, he didn't approach me at the event because I think he could see me running around like an idiot with my camera, sticking it in celebrities' faces and filming.
Oh yeah, stuff. You know what? I'll be. That's why I like Hades, man, because he's a gentleman. He's gonna leave you alone while you're working, but the moment you go like this, holy shit, he's gonna be next to you. I love it. That's my man.
But I like that. I like that too. Respect the hustle, right? You got to respect that hustle. Absolutely. It's good. And that's what's got him where he is. So yeah, fair play. So then we Kieran kind of hooked us up. We kind of spoke over text and then said, look, let's have a stream and kind of talk and see how we feel. And he wanted to pick the right person that he felt would do justice to his world and was a kindred spirit. And likewise with me, I kind of I saw what he'd made and was as you said, thoroughly impressed with how far he's come in such a short time. It's very admirable. And I looked at the world and I thought, wow, there's a great little sandbox for me to play in here with all these characters and all these kind of worlds. So, it was great. So, and the minute we spoke, we're men of the same age, we kind of enjoy our physical media, we like the same movies, we have the same sense of humor. So instantly, we kind of brothers from another mother. That was it. We were kind of all good. So, yeah, it was clearly a right partnership. Again, right place, right time, and kismet that we all came together,
Yes, I love it. I love it. So talk about the conversation. I mean, did you have prior exposure to the titles before even speaking to Hades?
So no, I wasn't aware of ASAP before speaking to Hades. He kind of like showed me what he does, but instantaneously I was just kind of like, wow, I was in awe of it. Still being a comic book fan, and unfortunately not finding as much time as I get to kind of read them these days because again, hustle. But
you're a boss, bro. I mean, with the hats you wear, man. Like I said, the next time I think you really need to put a hat rack behind there just to tell people, I'm a boss. All right, there's all the hats I wear and more. All right, show it off, but we proud of that shit.
I'm gonna do it next time. Next time we talk, I'm gonna have a hat rack just here.
Yeah, I just a whole bunch of hats, different hats.
Yeah, including the dunce hat. That for when you sit in the corner.
Well, sometimes you feel like, what the fuck am I doing now? I get it, hey, bro. I need one because maybe I need to wear it sometimes when I'm lost. Like, oh, maybe okay.
So it was just I had no prior experience, but just speaking to him, and he kind of showed me what there was, and I kind of instantly we sort of looked at these characters, and I read the comics, and I kind of sat down, and I was getting into it, and again I just kind of found that time to kind of get lost in there, and I was like, wow, these are really good. These are really good stories.
They are.
And then so obviously speaking about the conversation, we were like, where do we sort of jump in? Where do we start off? And traditionally you'd kind of do maybe an origin story or something like that, but we thought, no, let's just do something different, break the mold. And we're now doing, so the conversation is actually a standalone story. It's completely new. It's canon, so it fits with the comic books, and it slots between. So it slots between them. So it will be opening the world up further rather than just, oh yeah, I read that in comic form and now I'm seeing it live action. So it should be good.
Well, I'm excited because this Kickstarter is live right now. Let me present it to you folks. Oh my God, let me put my home at the top over here because there's this baby right here along with Hayes. But I mean, look at that. And folks, here we go. We have 3 days to go. You understand me? We have 20 amazing backers. Much love to you guys supporting independent comic books. I absolutely dig it. You know what I mean? That's the way we got to do it. And of course, listen, they were looking for 1,343. I mean, weird number. I normally see zeros at the end.
Yeah, well, I think that's your equivalent. So yeah, I think it was about 1,000 UK. We were initially.
Oh, really? Okay, gotcha. Yeah. Okay, we're talking American here because this is translating from pounds, folks. So
that's the one.
From 1343, we were at 1620. So that means that this baby is in fact funded. But listen, they could still use your help. There's a lot of dope stuff going on here. And let me go to actually Mozilla, because let me say that Google Chrome, you suck when it comes to Kickstarter for some odd reason. Like you want to cut me off all the time. Look at the difference between Chrome and Firefox, where I'm going to be able to show you everything that's on this damn page. All right? Jesus Christ. Accept it all. Now there we go. Now look at me scroll down because Google can't handle this page. You know what? The conversation is too much. Ben, you're bringing so much craziness to this that Google can't handle it, son.
Can't handle it.
But can't handle the truth. T-shirts, man. No, they can't. They can't handle the goodness. That's what it is. We have a missing your face. Wait a minute. First of all, let me start into the prices where you can start for £1, which is about $2 American. You want the digital movie, £5 or about $7 American. All right, there we go. And then if you want the actual physical copy of this baby, mi gente, a nice DVD. Oh, wait a minute, my man's teasing over here. Holy shit, my man has it in hand. Oh, look how beautiful that looks. Listen, I am a physical media person.
You can hold it. It's good. You get it in your hands. You've got it. No one can change it.
You can bite it if you want.
It's yours.
You can bite it. Like, oh, look, it's real. Holy shit. Physical media, mi gente. All right. There we go. Well, my man is murdering it. But again, look, $27. You get an actual physical copy. You could put on your shelves, show people. You could touch it. You know what I mean? If they cancel your account, who cares? Because you own it, and you can put it into any device you own. Because again, that's it. The beauty of physical media. Yeah, digital is nice, but if you do something wrong or you can't pay for a month, guess what happens to your digital media?
Yeah, exactly. Or they decide that they want to kind of alter it themselves. That's the other thing, isn't it? We're going through at the moment. Altering original work.
Yes, and that's a no-no in my opinion. Don't you ever do that. And if they do that, you better get compensated fucking royally for that shit. And now, of course, we have DVD and movie posters because there's who doesn't love a good old movie poster. Oh, my man got everything in the house. He ain't playing, bro.
I got it ready for you, Al. It's all ready.
Woo! My man, listen, folks, look at that. Look how sexy. He's showing you the sexiness of the products you're gonna be getting, baby.
And it's reversible. Look.
Oh, wait a minute. Let me see the back. Oh, who is the? Oh, that's dope. I really like that.
Who is the conjector? Exactly. See, this is a guy who keeps popping up in places that we don't want him to. So, very strange guys. Right. Spilling the beans on everything that's going on behind the scenes. So,
I have a crazy question. Because since that's a double-sided poster, can we get 2 posters?
You can get 2 posters, yeah.
Oh shit. Folks, you could add on so you could have it flipped over. You know, again, support indie.
2 for 1.
If you do this, listen, this is what I want to say when it comes to indie. You know why I love indie? Because you guys are the seeds of what's to come in the future. And you guys need to be supported now. Don't be doing it when they're with the big 2. Why? Because when they're with the big 2, they're not going to get the same cut they get when it's their product. So please support these people. And support them and push them to make sure they get these fair deals, man. Yo, bro, you exciting me, bro. Now,
good.
Now let's get back to this because again, I'm interested in this. Missing,
yes,
and then it says your face here. What the hell are we talking about, bro?
Right, you ready? Put me on big again. Let's have a look. You ready? Go for it. Look. So.
Oh shit! Stop lying. You're gonna make me miss it. That looks like a milk carton shit right there, bro. I love it.
Exactly. So you guys at home.
I know who OPSEC is. My man Nemesis.
There you go. See.
Oh,
more links to the. More links to the world. There's little QR codes you can scan. So this is obviously Bill from Bill and Ted, as people will probably know. But you guys at home can you can get in the film. So actually in the conversation, you can book this as a reward and then add yourself here, a picture of you, your friend, your neighbor, your dog, whatever you want. And then you put some details, some funny details, maybe take the mick out of them, and then these will be featured actually in the movie. So at the beginning of the movie, there's a wall.
I want to put my father on a poster like that, and the details would be for calling women from another country when you shouldn't be.
I mean, what would he be wearing?
My lover.
What's the typical outfit you'd wear?
Oh, bro, he's wearing one of those Kangol hats, and he's an older gentleman, so he's dressed up in a button down and slacks and a cane. Looking like Michael Caine, but a Puerto Rican version.
Nice.
Yeah, but I love that idea, man. I fucking really, really love it. I'm going to leave this Kickstarter link below, folks, as we keep looking at the beauty. Look at this character. I mean, look, first off, we could get even a gift box, which is the DVD, a movie poster, and oh my God, folks, check this out. The first issues of the titles that started it all. Talking about Messiah numero uno, and Dead of Night, baby, #1. So if you speculators out there, this is going to be the next big thing. You're going to want these books. Now, I'm sad that Hades couldn't be here right now to tell us, are these first prints being offered? Second, these are like variants being offered for them. We don't know. We'll find out. And I'll add it to the show notes because I need to know. Because for real, there's some fine shit. I mean, you got a digital copy of the missing person poster that they can share through social media.
Socials, exactly.
The loved one. Please don't offer a reward because you don't want to be going broke. You got a DVD movie again. Oh, dope! You will get producer in the end credits, which is dope.
That's it. Yeah, that's the one.
I mean, that's nice.
And then that would come with an IMDb credit too, because obviously we're on IMDb as well.
Wait a minute, really?
Yeah. Oh. So you'll get. Yeah, we're all on there. We're on IMDb, so you get your credit in the film and on IMDb too.
So if I have an IMDb account and you give that credit, it attaches to my account. Like, yo, I'm gonna put.
Yep.
Folks, if you understand what I'm saying here, that it is a powerful little tool right there. So that's fire. That's fire.
Yeah, especially if this is something you want to do, you kind of looking to get into the film world or anything like that. That's a good little stepping stone. Sort of be a producer, you kind of be part of it, backing it and helping us. That gets your, like you said, it's a foot in the door. It helps, on your first step on your journey. So and
so the seriousness of your input into what is independent film and more. Now we got band concert cameo. What is that? What are we talking about?
So this is one of Hades' little brainchild. So again, you see it. We all see it when you see these adverts up on walls, advertising films or whatever. There'll be missing posters. But equally, we thought it wouldn't just be missing posters. We've got to flesh the world out. So we thought there's a group of 4 people. They all chip in some money. They could all kind of go on a band poster. They could create their own band. It could be a rock band. It could be a boy band. Whatever they want to do. They can call it their own name, something fun, keep it clean, guys. And it could be really fun. And then this would be with the missing posters equally. But it would be a sort of different flavor. It's something different. If you didn't want to be missing or have somebody missing, you could be part of this cool band. So that was a Hades' little brainchild. He thought it would be kind of fun to kind of do.
Of course. And listen, that's 200 pounds, about 269 American. And listen, again, for that price, keep this in mind. You could get 4 friends. Okay, let me say this again in a different name. Cuatro amigos. All right. What is it? The friends? Quad? I don't know, bro. Whatever, bro. We're gonna get 4 people on this. That's you, your 3 homies, homegirls, whatever, looking like a pimp. I mean, you get a cameo on the film on a band concert poster, physical copy of that poster sent to you, plus a DVD copy of the movie. Like, bro, come on.
It's great, right? How can you resist?
And that's pimp, man. When you can put this in your house, be like, yeah, I'm in a band. Yeah, look at my movie. They put my poster in it. You can bullshit.
Exactly. Our band was so good, we were in a movie.
Let's go. And then look at this artistry. Look at this characterization right there. Oh, wait a minute. Is he gonna put something else out? Well, you keep looking to your side. It'll be scaring me now, bro.
Well, we spoke about physical media. We can't kind of neglect the older guys in the room and girls. We have a VHS copy too.
Holy shit, my man! Oh my God, he got the fucking old school, the hard cases too. Oh, not even the paper ones, the sleeves. He got.
You ready? Should we do some ASMR? Al, you ready?
Bro, stop! Oh, stop! I haven't heard that sound in so long. People don't know. You know what? Some people like to smell the ink of a comic book, but us VHS fans, when we rented in Blockbuster back in the day, that clamshell, right?
Exactly. There's still a video store over here in England. It's kind of like a museum/video store. Yeah, it still runs. It's really good. 80s Video Shop. If you're at 80s Video Shop on Instagram, you guys can check it out. It's really cool. And I spoke to them and said, look, we're doing this Kickstarter. We've got this movie, The Conversation coming out. We're doing a VHS. Please let it be on my bucket list. I would love for one of my movies to be in a video store on your shelf. And they were like, of course, of course you can. Brilliant. So for me, that little 10-year-old inside of me is, I'm going to have a video on the shelf that I made, in a video store. So that's bucket list right there for me. It's great.
Thank you for bringing that up. I'll tell you this, when I was but a wee laddie myself, my summers in New York, it was Prestige Video. God bless them. I don't know if the people are still around, but that store, man, that was my horror movie fucking college. You feel me? And They knew I loved horror so much. I knew when they would get the new movies, as soon as I walk in, hey, we got these new ones right here. What you want? They didn't care that I was but a child and I shouldn't be renting these fucking movies.
See, I had the same experience as yourself, Al. It was my mum got tired of keep walking me up there all the time to the video store, and she was just like, I've had enough of this. She spoke to the guy. I won't drop names just in case he gets in trouble. But she said to him, look, he can watch what he wants. He's seen half of this stuff. It doesn't matter. Can he just come in here, give you the money, let him rent whatever? I give my permission. Can you just do that so I haven't got to keep
so long as it's not porn, it's okay.
Exactly. And he was like, yeah, sure, that's fine. So yeah, I was the same. And I used to kind of, it gave me a bit of swag when it came to the all my lads and my friends. And I was like, look, watch me walk in and rent this 18, and I was kind of just walking in there renting these kind of adult titles.
My man
Ben was like,
walking in Joseph and shit, like, yo, hey,
yeah, that's it, like
who I am.
So it was great. But again, that was just such a great core memory for me, that again, as you said, walking in there, look, Friday night, checking out all the new rentals, and just, it was a great time.
Yeah, man. Especially when you didn't have money, you couldn't go to the movies. Like, all right, you know what? It's one of those videotape nights. Again, I wouldn't say a blockbuster night because again, they were expensive and bullshit. I like supporting my local mom and pop shops because they really also supported independent on a level that those bigger chains never would.
No, exactly.
To be honest,
that's it.
You know.
Yeah, it's a shame that the bigger chains push them out, isn't it?
Yeah, they did. Because again, the smaller shops, I was watching independent horror films even before that was a thing. You know what I mean? So it was like Lunch Meat, for example. This lady, you gotta watch Lunch Meat. This was like, it looked like it was made in somebody's backyard, but it was disgusting and I loved it. You know what I mean? Hey, fuck it.
What's your favorite horror movie, Al? Come on, you've said it. What's your favorite one? What's the top?
Shit. You know what? I could go with the one that started it off with me, Hell Night, but it's not a good one. But it started me off. Yeah. But when it comes to favorites, man, it has to be my slasher. It has to be Friday the 13th. And I know people are going to hate me for this, but it's because this was my first Friday the 13th in the theater. And it just meant so much to me. And seeing, I counted like 16, 17 kills. Fucking Friday the 13th + 6. The resurrection when he comes back. I saw that shit in the theaters. I shouldn't have been watching that. But again, in the theaters, I'm like, yeah, my man is back murdering everybody. This is crazy. So yeah. I like my serial killers. You feel me? That's what it is.
I get it.
I love ASAP Imagination. I love Bad Mosquito, and now we need to talk about a little bit about Bad Mosquito because again, through ASAP Imagination Productions, right? Bad Mosquito is now involved, right there. Bad Mosquito. What's the origin of Bad Mosquito, man? And then you hooking up with these amazing actors.
So it was a weird one. So once I kind of got this kind of filming bug, I was like, I want to kind of do this. Originally, the partner I kind of worked with, we were GM Productions, and it was like, I'm Mainard, he's Garth Waite. It was kind of that was how we merged it together, and then we're like, let's come up with something new, something cool, but we wanted to keep that kind of namesake at the beginning, and I had just Bad in my head for some reason. It was like, B for Ben. I was like, right, I like Bad, that's kind of cool. And then we were trying to think of something and just couldn't. And then one of these colleagues that I had that was in the job I was working in said, they just blurted out, what about something like Mosquito? And the minute they said it, Bad Mosquito, my brain just clicked. And it was, I saw the mosquito flying around, a hand come down, smack, and then reveal the logo. And that was it. I was like, that's the name. That's what I want. And then weirdly, didn't think about it at the time, but Bad Mosquito, BM, Ben Mainard, it works the same. So I was like, shit. So is that going to be a new tag? If we see that tagged up Bad Mosquito through the UK, that's you then, huh? That's me. Yeah, that's pretty much me. It's all me. And then weirdly, I kind of got into some filming Comic Cons and do other bits, and that's where I met Kieran. Actually, funny enough, I met Kieran before. Nice. We've worked in together doing some films and bits and bobs, and he's fantastic presenter and actor, and he's presented for me a few times on Unconventional, is like a show that we did, and so we've been friends, and he's been a regular actor for me, sort of quite regularly.
Nice.
And then obviously once he met Hades, he hooked me up, and then kind of at the Never Ending Fantasy Con, and that was it. It's all again. I'm a strong believer in you put yourself in the right place. There's a right place, right time. But I think if you're looking for it and you put yourself in those situations, I don't know if you agree, Al, it's the universe kind of provides and kind of make sure that you cross the right paths with people, I think.
Yeah, I believe that very much so. And it's also about you noticing that open door at the time, which is very key. Notice the door when it's open for you to do what you got to do. Don't fuck around.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Be awake.
Yeah.
And I think that's the most important part.
What they say is opportunity knocks, isn't it? But as you said, if you're not looking at the door, or you haven't got the door unlocked, it's not going to happen.
Or you're not listening to that knock, because again, you feel it in your gut. Please don't ignore it, because sometimes those feelings are telling you something, folks. And listen, I've been blessed, and I've been very lucky in my journey, and just being able to realize opportunity when it's there, and hear the knock and open that door. Let's go.
Exactly.
I think so. All right. So you're talking about Kieran, but from Kieran, how did you get my man Sonny?
Yeah. So Sonny Mihailovich, Again, so he is actually a friend of Kieran's. They've worked together previously. Again, Kieran's a big Shakespeare guy, loves his Shakespeare. He teaches it. He's got students that he teaches and gets through the Landor exam, which is, a really big deal. So, he's really done well for himself. And Sonny has actually been in some of his productions where he's kind of done Shakespeare. And so those two guys know each other quite well. And then when Kieran knew that we were after somebody who could do parkour and kind of move, very fast, because Foe is this kind of energetic, fast, speedy character, he was like, look, there's this friend of mine, Sonny. He gave us his tags, and if you look at at Sonny Mihailovic on, so his name's just there on Instagram, you can see all the great sort of free running stuff. He's got loads of videos on there. He does, doing all the sort of flips and tricks and jumps. And the minute we saw it, we're like, wow, this is really, really cool. And when we spoke to Sonny, kind of said what we were after, kind of worked with what he wanted. We've done a couple of sort of like tests out, and then he was like, yep, he was on board. We were on board, and we were like, this is great. And then I think it brings a natural rivalry because these two guys are friends. But you know what it's like, friends, you have that nice bit of competition. So I think it kind of brings that healthy competition to these roles as well, which is kind of really cool.
Yeah, which is great, absolutely. But again, they're going to be signing stars in this epic film that you have made based on the ASAP Imagination comics. I mean, look at those masks right there. They look dope. I cannot wait to see this baby come. Look at this guy. Of course he's going to tease us with masks. Of course he will. Look at it. He got the puff on hand, baby. Holy shit. Oh, wow. That looks beat up as fuck. He looks like he got beat up over time.
Battle damage. So, yeah, he's been through the wars. He's seen some stuff. So, and Kieran, we were promoting the film at a local Comic Con, and Kieran got to try the helmet on for the first time. So he was literally chomping at the bit to try it on. And we filmed it, and it's on our Instagram, ASAP Imagination's Instagram. And, you can see him trying the helmet on for the first time and absolutely loving it, having a right ball. He absolutely loved it. So that's our Dead Knight helmet. And it wouldn't be complete without, Foe either. So we equally have Foe's mask.
Oh, look at that. Yo, crazy, son. I love it. I fucking love it, bro.
Thing of beauty. So yeah, these have been 3D printed, and like I said, attention to detail is just fantastic. They're like works of art. So good.
I see some of the like the coloring, right? It has those little lines, and I love that because it kind of shows that I could see that a person colored that. It's not going to be perfect. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. And it's real, isn't it?
It's real. Exactly. I fucking love that, bro. Oh my god,
that's cool. So yeah, and that was down to Hades got those kind of 3D printed, and yeah, they look fantastic as you can see. They photograph very well. So we're very excited. I can't wait to get them sort of fully suited up and ready to go.
Well, I can't wait because folks, again, look at this. Look at all these offerings, and again, these are things that are sold out. You could no longer have the producer opening credit. Somebody just two of them swipe that up real quick. Yeah, of course.
But you can still be in the credits at the end, and again, the end credits as well. As a producer, like I said, you'll still get that IMDb credit too. So, and that's worth its weight. That's great.
Yes, it is. But there we go, folks. We have 3 days to go only. All right, we have 20 wonderful backers, but we need more. Let's make it 50, 60 backers. Come on now. Let's support these independent creations. We're at 16, 20. Let's get the 2 racks. Let's get the 3 racks. Let's get the 4 racks, baby. Let's make it happen. That's what we're going to do over here. Now, my brother, man, I really do appreciate the time. You're murdering it like always. You bring such a wonderful energy to the game. Now, you've been doing this for a bit. Talk to me about just advice. Like, if people are trying to step into this and have the opportunities that you have been blessed with as well, what key points will you tell them to kind of follow?
So for me, like we said earlier, I think, I'm kind of a believer in, you have to kind of make your own path, like you have, Al, the same thing. You can be, my partner always says, I say, you need a bit of luck, but she says, no, if you work hard, these things do kind of deliver, but you've also got to be open-minded. I think, putting yourself in these situations, if you want to do films, go to Comic Cons, go to film festivals, go where, people from films are going to be, make art, make pieces of work. I've done motion posters and, I've worked with some directors and people because I created a poster, and was like, oh, this is what I think, your movie would look like, and they're like, that's fantastic. We want to use that, So you have to kind of put yourself out there. So, and again, whether it's, comics or you're writing stories, do it, write them, don't wait. Oh, well, yeah, when I've got more equipment or when I've got more of this, or, there'll never be a right time. the right time is now. Live more in the now. Don't keep looking to the future. Just go for it. Worst that can happen is, it doesn't happen. And then, it's not a problem. At least you tried. If you don't do anything about it, it's an instant no, isn't it? So you've just got to put yourself out there. Put yourself out there. Social media helps. Get in touch with people. Just show your stuff off. And the right people will see it. It'll happen. But you've got to put yourself in that situation.
Yes. And the worst anyone could say is no. And in the way I think about this, they're only saying no for now. Because trust you me, I've had many people tell me no, turn around 2-3 months later, hey, and then now the ball is in my court. How do I treat that? Do I be vindictive or do I just be open? And of course, that's on to you guys, right? You'll never know about me. All depends on how I was answered the first time. I'll tell you that much. But not for real, but I appreciate it. But you use some real talk. So, folks, this is the most important thing you guys got to do. Because we need to support these creators out here. We need to make sure, because these are the future of our films, of our TV, of the next greatest IP that we're going to be fawning over. All right? So, follow my man Ben on Twitter at Bad Mosquito Film, Instagram and Facebook, Bad Mosquito Films with an S, and on YouTube it is Bad Mosquito. Naughty Mosquito, naughty. Love it, love it. But of course,
it was been interesting. I've had people say, and come up in conversation, they ask me, is there such thing as a good mosquito? And I'm like, well, if you study them or, you have an interest in them, that could be, you could see good mosquitoes as a good thing. But I think the general consensus is, no, they're bad.
You know what? I wonder if there is a mosquito that's so bougie says, no, I would not drink blood. Now you got me curious.
I think I need to create that.
Yeah, you should. You should. Like, should I bite you? Let's see. Or to stab you, rather. Now, support the Kickstarter, though, right here. Because this project is alive now, baby. We got, again, 3 days to go, 3 days to go. You hear me? 3 days to go. So we got to make this happen. Let's Uber fund it. All right?
Yes, please.
So Kickstarter at ASAP Comics, The Conversation. La conversación, mi gente. You hear me? And, of course, you can follow the website. And stay tuned to everything Bad Mosquito at badmosquitofilms.com. And please check out my big homie's website, man. The king of independent comics of the UK, it seems right now, because my man is running with the man Hades Wepa at ASAPimagination.com. Not just for the Dead of Night and the other books. I mean, listen, he has an array of books. Like so, and I want to post that we have a little teaser upset by our other boy, David Nemesis Howard. Yeah, baby. So I'm gonna say he has a creepy ass doll in that movie. So I want you to do that. I want to see how you portray a creepy ass doll, because I do not like that fucking doll. Great book, so obviously he did a good job. I hate something.
Keep an eye on the conversation. You never know who, there's a wealth of characters. This is the beautiful thing about Hades having that kind of wealth of knowledge. It's all his property. So, we can kind of, who knows who could make an appearance, so it's, you have to keep your eyes peeled.
Holy shit, bro. Yo, Ben, I'm gonna send you a poll, because right now you are teasing like a stripper about what is going on in these films. What is going on here? My gosh. Hey, make it rain, baby. I love it. So please check out ASAP Imagination, ASAPimagination.com. Yo, Ben, you are an incredible creative soul and spirit. I feel the energy. I wish you nothing but success as a fan to creator, bro. Thank you for being bold enough to take the steps to be out there and be creative. Fuck the world and just entertain us. So thank you, brother. You are the effing man. And again,
thank you very much, Al. Thank you for your platform. Yeah, thank you for making me a comic crusader. So,
Oh, you're a crusader for life now.
That's a badge of honor. That's it.
The only way you get out of the Crusaders is that you have to get beat up. So please don't make me have to fly to the UK to you blood in, blood out, baby. No, only play. You're the man, Ben. And my Crusaders, you guys are all awesome. I see y'all tuning in. Thank you so much, for the love. Again, please, if you want to return the favor, the best way you could do that is please by following my guests, showing them love. Say, hey, Mega, send me what you about. Send me everything. I'll buy it all. That's how you show some love for me, all right? And, of course, you can follow everything at comiccrusaders.com. You have all the links there. all the articles and news. We keep up to date on all the good things in pop culture. You know what I mean? Hasta la próxima, gente. Much love. I appreciate you. It's Omega. It has been Mainard. Wepa! Hasta la próxima, mi gente. Woo! Thank you for listening to the Comic Crusaders podcast. If you like the content, please subscribe and turn on notifications. Also, please visit comiccrusaders.shop and our extended podcast family over at undercovercapes.com. And also, make sure to download the Comic Crusaders app on the Google Play Store today.